Welcome to the Center for Applied Research and Innovation at Suncrest, or CARIS. We are a small group of dedicated colleagues who love to solve problems, generate new ideas, and share our passion for applied research. So, what is research? When you hear the word research, maybe some of these images come to mind. Graphs and charts, test tubes, surveys. But here's a question for you. Have you ever shopped around for the best price on something? That's research. Have you tried 14 different kinds of cat litter to see which kind of your fluffy baby likes? That's research. Have you suggested taking your kids on a camping trip this summer because last year's Cross Canada Museum tour was a complete disaster? Yep, that's research. Research is not only about test tubes, statistical analysis, reading 75 academic papers, or using a Bunsen burner. Research is everywhere, and almost anything can be research. Great, that's research, but I'm sure you still have questions like, what is applied research? What's the difference? Why does Suncrest do it? And what kind of projects do we do? You're still here, so I'm sure you want to know more. At our core, applied researchers are problem solvers. We ask different kinds of questions because we are looking for different kinds of solutions. CARIS does applied research so we can be engaged in our communities, so we can help keep our instructors stay current, so we can involve our students in work experience, and, well, it's fun. We do multiple projects every year at our research farm. We partner with community organizations to provide support and resources, and we conduct small in-class projects with our own students and instructors. There's a lot more to find out, so keep watching. The difference between research and applied research is about the questions we start with. Academic research is about wondering and what if scenarios. Applied research wants to know how we can. How can we do something? How can we fix something? Change something? We start with a problem and we develop a practical solution that prioritizes relevance rather than finding truths and creating new knowledge to publish in academic journals. Don't get me wrong, academic research is a valuable form of research, but it generally takes longer and ends with the recommendation to do more research. You know, those recommendations you find at the end of an academic paper, we want to actually do something with those recommendations. We like to think of it as making an impact. Why do we do it? At Suncrest College, we get to change the lives of individuals by the things we teach them, by providing them with new skills, help them discover new abilities, build resilience and confidence. At CARIS, we do that and more. We get to influence businesses and our regional economic prosperity, engage our instructors, and show students real-world applications of their learning. How do we do it? Applied research at most colleges, including Suncrest, is accomplished through work-integrated learning, and this benefits our students in multiple ways. As a college, we want to produce students that are employable, not only through the academic education they receive, but also with the technical ability, entrepreneurial skills, and electronic literacy skills to make them valuable employees and better citizens of our region. Applied research gives instructors opportunities to put lessons into action. They take what they've been teaching and move it into a real-world application. Being involved in research helps keep instructors up to date and the opportunity to work with different members of the college and the broader community, because there's nothing worse than an instructor with anecdotes that are 15 years out of date. The college has been conducting applied research for over a decade, and most of the work has been in agriculture on the research farm. But a large grant we received in late 2023 has allowed us to move into areas outside of agriculture. When local businesses partner with applied research, they get the chance to work with our students and get to know them as employees before perhaps considering taking them on as permanent hires. We've had students who started as applied research student interns and became full-time employees with our business partner at the end of their internship. Here are just a few examples of the clients we are currently working with or have worked with in the past. All that sounds great, but how do we get started? First, the idea, then everything flows from there. We work with businesses and organizations to develop a project from the idea, and then we get Suncrest instructors and students involved. We always include students, and we include students from as many programs as possible. Trades, Skills for Success, Adult Ed, Post-Secondary, and English as a subsequent language. With the exception of course-based projects, our student researchers and instructor researchers are paid for their work, and projects require some source of funding. The most common type of funding comes from grants and funding agencies. We apply for grants from provincial and federal governments and agencies. Grants can range from under $5,000 to over $1 million and can last for a few months to several years. This is what happens when a grant proposal is submitted and hopefully successful. The first step after submission is always the wait. But once we receive funding, we proceed with the project. And if we aren't successful, we keep trying. In the past 12 months, we've received funding for over 40 projects. And here's just a few examples of current and past projects. The equipment we use on the research farm gets maintained and repaired by the Ag Machinery Tech Program. Here, Suncrest College is our own client, and it's a fantastic collaboration between CARIS and Ag Tech Machinery. Another example is the City of Yorkton, working with our global business management students to create a marketing plan for Yorkton Transit. Our Skills for Success program had students conduct a survey for SIGN on food security. I hope by now you have a better idea about what applied research is and what CARIS does at the college. Contact one of our team if you want to get involved. And even with all the projects we have going on, we always have room for one more.